Welcome to Flow and Zen Yoga. My name is Josh, and today's class is going to be a nice 15-minute class to help lower your stress levels, especially after a long day at work, or if you're just feeling any sense of stress in the body. We've got some great poses to help you lower your cortisol levels and come into a state of relaxation. So to start off with, we're just going to start just with some pranayama or some meditative breathing. So just going to be doing some controlled nostril breathing to start off with. So just sitting in a cross-legged seat, sitting up nice and tall. And we're just going to take our peace fingers of our right hand and just place it on our third eye in between the eyebrows. And we're going to start by taking the thumb to the right nostril. So just closing that right nostril with the thumb. Then on the inhale, we're going to inhale through the left nostril, pausing at the top. Then on the exhale, we're going to take our ring finger and close the left nostril. And on the exhale, release the breath through the right nostril. Awesome. So repeating again on the inhale, breathing in through that right nostril. Pause at the top. Then on the exhale, closing that right nostril with the thumb. Then exhale, release through the left. Awesome, guys. So we'll just keep going here, just going at your own pace. So just closing each nostril and then inhaling through one, then exhaling through the other. Relaxing the shoulders. We'll just go for 2 more rounds. Beautiful. 1 more round. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to release the hand from the head. So just opening up the eyes if we had the eyes closed. Wonderful. Now from here, we're going to come into our tabletop position. So just making sure, coming onto hands and knees now. So just making sure that the hips are stacked above the knees. And from here, we're going to come into puppy pose. So we'll just start by walking the hands towards the top edge of our mat, like so, and then start to release the forehead down onto the mat, just melting the chest down. So keeping the arms stretched out nice and long, arms straight. And just relaxing the body here, relaxing the forehead and face muscles and the shoulders. And just nice soft breathing into the abdomen. We'll just stay here for 2 more breaths. Last inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Now from here, we'll start to release the forehead from the mat as we walk the hands back in towards the body, coming back up into our tabletop position. We're just going to come into a few rounds of cat and cow. So for cat and cow, we'll just spread the fingers nice and wide, just making sure the shoulders are aligned with the wrists and the hips are still stacked above the knees. Now on the inhale, we'll come into our cow pose. So we'll start to dip the belly towards the ground as we lift the tailbone and reach the gaze up towards the ceiling, arching through the spine. Then on the exhale, we'll start to push the mat away as we tuck the tailbone in as the chin draws towards the chest, just taking the gaze down directly in front of you for cat. Then on the inhale, we dip the belly again as we lift the gaze up towards the sky. Then exhale, we'll round through the spine again as we push the mat away, returning to cat. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, we'll dip the belly as we lift the gaze up towards the sky. Then on the exhale, push the mat away, rounding through the spine, drawing chin to chest for cat. Beautiful. From here, we return back to neutral tabletop, neutral spine. Now from here, we'll start to walk the hands towards the top edge of our mat, and then we'll tuck the toes of both feet as we lift the knees off the mat, extending till they come fully straight, and then pushing the mat away as we lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. So keeping hips nice and high and just relaxing the heels down. Wonderful. Inhale here. Nice. And then on the exhale, we're going to start to walk the hands forward towards, walk the feet towards the hands at the top of our mat. So just coming into a forward fold now. So we're just going to start to let the torso hang over the legs and just letting the arms just hang in space here. Just relaxing the shoulders and the neck. You might like to sway here from side to side in your forward fold. We can also come into ragdoll pose. So with ragdoll, we're just reaching for the opposite elbows with the hands and just swaying from side to side. Wonderful. If we have ragdoll, we'll just start to release the elbows with the hands. And then from here, we'll start to roll the spine up, just shifting the weight into the heels, rolling up one vertebrae at a time before we come into Tadasana, our standing mountain pose at the top of the mat. Nice. Now from here, we're going to take a step to the side with that left foot. So just facing the long edge of your mat. So for me, it's the left side, but it could be the other side for you. And we're just going to take the feet nice and wide here. So past shoulders. And we just want to make sure that the feet are parallel to the short edges of our mat as we set up for our wide-legged forward fold. So just keeping the hands onto the hips now. Spine and torso are nice and straight. And just gazing forward. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll start to hinge from the hips as we hinge forward. So just keeping those hands on to the hips still as we hinge forward. And then once the crown of the head faces the ceiling or the forehead, you can keep the hands on the hips, or you might like to bring the hands down onto the mat directly below you just to help with the stability. Or if you have a block with you, you're more than welcome to take your block, bring it onto the long edge, and just rest the hands onto the block as you bend at the elbows and deepen into your fold. So just slightly shifting the weight forward. So you might feel a nice inner thigh stretch here. Wonderful. One more inhale. Then on the exhale, we'll start to press into the hands or into the block just for a halfway lift. So just taking the gaze forward with a flat back. Then on the exhale, we'll start to heel toe the feet in towards us. And as we do so, we'll start to lower the hips down, coming into our yogi squat. So, to help with the stability for this one, if you're new to yogi squat or haven't done it too often, you can keep the hands inside the feet like so. Or if you have the block, you can rest the block just underneath you like that to help with the stability. Or if you might be a seasoned yogi and you've done yogi squat before, you can bring the palms to meet like so and draw the thumbs towards heart center and just gently push the knees away with the forearms while keeping that chest nice and proud. And maybe closing down the eyes if you like. And just slowing down the breath, relaxing into the pose. We'll just be here for a couple more breaths. For last inhale. And then on the exhale, if we have the palms together, just releasing the hands, or if we have them on a block, just taking the block to the front or to the side. And then from here, we're just going to take the hands behind us as we lower the hips down. So it's coming to a seated position onto your mat now. And we're going to start by just taking the feet out in front, so facing the top edge of your mat. So keeping the soles of the feet on the mat, and they can be roughly about hip width distance. And we'll start to just shift the hips forward now as we lower down onto our forearms, and we lower the spine and head all the way down onto the mat. So for our next pose, we're going to come into bridge pose. So for bridge pose, we can keep the hands and arms resting by the side with the palms on the ground. Or what we can do is if we have a block, you can use the block for this one as well and rest it on the lower back or the sternum. So on the inhale, we'll start to lift the hips off the ground with control as we drive them up towards the ceiling, squeezing glutes at the top. And if you have your block for this one, you're more than welcome to just gently rest it on the sternum or the lower back, so just that bony part just above your buttocks, and just relaxing the arms by your side. Or if you don't have the block, just driving those hips towards the ceiling, squeezing glutes. Or you can also roll onto the shoulder blades if you want to take it a little bit further, clasping the hands at the bottom and just pressing into the forearms so you open the heart towards the sky. Beautiful. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Final breath. And on the exhale, if we have the hands clasped together, just releasing them like so, or if we have the block, just taking the block from underneath the sacrum and placing it to the side as we start to lower the hips down with control. Awesome, guys. Now, from here, we're going to start by taking the feet off the mat as we draw the knees in towards the chest, just giving them a nice squeeze in. And then on the exhale, we're going to come into waterfall pose or legs up the wall pose. So if you have a wall close to you, you can feel free to take the legs up the wall like so, or you're more than welcome to stay on the mat like you are and just extend those legs so the soles of the feet are facing the ceiling, maybe the feet are flexed, and just have the hands resting behind the knees or on the hamstrings. I'm just feeling a nice stretch along the backs of the legs. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. One more inhale. Then on the exhale, we'll start to bend into the knees as we draw them back in towards the chest. So just taking those hands above the knees, giving them a squeeze inwards. Nice. Then on the exhale, we're going to take the hands, and with the hands, we're going to open the knees wide out to the side. So just reaching now for the outside edges of the feet. So just coming in to happy baby pose now. So opening out the hips, maybe flexing the toes, and maybe rocking from side to side to massage along the spine. Beautiful. One more inhale. Then on the exhale, we'll start to draw the soles of the feet together, followed by the knees. So bringing the knees in towards each other, squeezing those knees back in towards the chest, maybe curling up into a ball if you'd like by drawing the forehead up to meet the knees. Taking one more big inhale. Then on the exhale, we release the legs long onto the mat for Shavasana. So just bringing the arms now by your side, maybe palms facing towards the sky, letting the feet hang, or just taking one hand to the heart and one onto the belly, if you'd like. Closing down the eyes and just relaxing into the mat beneath you, releasing any tension, just softening into the breath. For one more inhale and exhale. Wonderful. Now from here, we'll start to draw the feet together. We'll start to bend into the knees as we draw the heels towards the buttocks now. And then from here, we'll just start to drop the knees over to one side. So just coming into your fetal position just for a brief moment. And then on the next exhale, we'll press the earth away as we prop ourselves back upright. And then from here, we'll close that up practice in a cross-legged easy seat. Beautiful. So sitting up nice and tall. On the next inhale, we'll circle sweep the arms up towards the sky, just bringing palms to meet at the top. Then on the exhale, drawing hands to heart center, and then release down by your side. Thank you so much for spending time out for yourself today and just listening to your body and allowing yourself to relax your body, your mind after a potentially stressful day. And yeah, just to tune into your body and to help with your relaxation and sleep as well. So thank you for your time and energy. I look forward to seeing you on the mat next time. Peace and namaste.